Hey guys, what's up? It's Adrian, and today we're going to be doing a tier list of your favorite Brawlhalla legends, starting from SS tier, which are like really good legends, easy to pick up, and then going to Caspian, which is like garbage. Yeah. Alright, starting off with Ada. So in my opinion, I'm going to put Ada in the S tier just because of how well her spear and blasters contrast with each other, and her sigs are really good and they're easy to pick up. So yeah, Ada's definitely going in the S tier for me. Next up is Artemis. So Artemis I'm going to put in A tier just because even though her lance is really good, and her scythe is also, it is just a little harder to pick up scythe for like newer players and all that. Scythe may take like longer for them to like get good at and understand, but other than that, Artemis's sigs are really good, so she's going in the A tier. Alright, our next legend is a Suri, and I would put her in the C tier because she's a cat, but if we use that same logic, you know, our buddy Caspian right here would go into the C tier, and then, you know, that's not happening. So I would respectively put a Suri in the A tier because Kataras are really easy to pick up along with sword, and even though her sigs aren't the best, she's actually really good in my opinion. So yeah, Catwoman Suri is going into the A tier. Alright, next up, Azoth. So in my opinion, Azoth is going into the B tier because Azoth is just a nice solid legend. Axe and bow contrast well together, surprisingly, with Azoth. And yeah, his sigs aren't too flashy. There's nothing too good about them. He's just, you know, nice. He's just regular. So Azoth is going into the B tier. Our next legend in the tier list is Barraza, and in my opinion, Barraza is going to an SS tier. Yep, the first SS tier in this tier list so far. Just because, and I'm not being biased or anything, but Barraza is just like really, really good. And this is from my personal experience, and from people I've watched fight other Barrazas. Like, Barrazas are really good, and it's kind of weird, but Barraza has like really nice sigs. You know, his iconic axe in sig off the edge, you know, you definitely know that one. Barraza has axe and blasters, which are so easy to learn. So yeah, Barraza is going in our SS tier, the first of many. Next in the tier list, we got Bodvar, and Bodvar would be going in a nice B tier just because hammer and sword are good weapons, but he's just a well-rounded. He's not dog water, and he's not S tier, but he's just well-rounded, where Azoth would be. So yeah, Bodvar is in B tier. Alright, next up is Brynn, and in my opinion, Brynn gets a nice S tier just because Brynn's sigs are really powerful. Brynn is a really powerful legend. Her axe and spear is like really easy to pick up for new people if you're trying to learn Brynn. And yeah, I feel like Brynn is like the ultimate safe space. She has such good sigs, such easy weapons to learn, just like Ada. That's why they're both in the S tier, because they're just so good. Alright, now Cassidy. Cassidy is so good. Oh my gosh, she's going to A tier. Just because her hammer sigs make up for hammer being hard to learn for some people, and her blasters are so good. Alright, our next Donnie is Cross. You know, gotta put him right there real quick. Next up is Diana. So in my opinion, Diana's easy S tier because her bow and blasters are really good. And her SIGs are like amazing. Like have you seen that one? Coming up next is Dusk. And I would put him in dog water with, you know, your boy. But I'm gonna put him in a nice C tier because surprisingly enough, I haven't fought enough of you to like legitimately put you in a tier. I don't know, you guys just play more Dusk. You know, Dusk for president. Ember is annoying but good, so you know you're gonna get a nice B tier because you're just a well-rounded, good legend. Nothing too bad about you, nothing too good about you. You're just nice. Fate's actually a tricky one because her spear is really good and her orb, but like I don't really know. She's just tricky. I've seen some good Fate players and some bad Fate players, but she lies around the SAB. I'm gonna put her in the A tier because I'm just gonna put her right in the middle. I don't really know. Fate's pretty good. Next up is Nash. So yeah, let me give you a little backstory about Nash. Okay, I'm not gonna do Nash that dirty. But Nash, he's gonna go in A tier. Actually, no, you're going to B tier. Because at first I didn't think Nash was the best, but now since we're in like this low dex meta, Nash is a beast. No pun intended. Next up on the tier list is Hattori. So Hattori, I would put in a B tier. And you know, while we're at it, I'm gonna put Ember in the C tier. I don't know. Ember just feels like she fits more in the C tier. But Hattori, I'm putting Hattori in a B tier because she's well rounded. Her sword is like really good, but her SIGs on spear and sword aren't really the best. Besides her sword and SIG, is like really good when you're fighting somebody off stage. Alright, next up on our tier list is Isaiah. Alright, next up on the tier list is Jaeyoon, and you already know your boy Jaeyoon's going in the S tier. He's going in front of Brawlhalla because that means he's better than Brawlhalla, and it's pretty clear to see why. Jaeyoon's double S tier is his great swords, like, you know. Alright, next up on the tier list is Brawlhalla, and Brawlhalla is a nice S tier in front of Diana. Brawlhalla just has some really nice SIGs on her axe and sword. Brawlhalla's just like a really easy legend to pick up, really well rounded, and she's strong as heck, dude. So yeah, pick up Brawlhalla. Next is Jiro, and I would put him at the C tier. He's not doo-doo dog bot behind water, but he is C tier because Jiro's just not that good right now in the meta. Basically, I don't know, there's not much you could say about Jiro. He's not bad, but he's not good either. So yeah, Jiro is C tier. Alright, so now is Kaya, and in my opinion, I would put Kaya at also the C tier, but in front of Jiro because Jiro's not that good. The reason I'm putting Kaya in the C tier is, I mean, most people hopefully put her up higher because of spear and bow. They're like really easy weapons to learn, but in my opinion, I don't feel like Kaya is that powerful. Alright, next up is Core. Personally, I would put Core in the A tier, right in the middle, right there, because Core is so good off stage. Oh my gosh, both of his weapons are so good off stage. He's powerful, his SIGs are amazing. So yeah, Core is definitely an A tier. Actually, I'll boost you up there. Lin Fei, due to what? Okay, no. You're C tier. I'll spare you, Lin Fei. The only reason I'm sparing her is because her canon game is pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, Lin Fei's garbage. All right, now Lord Vrax, easy S tier. Don't even have to think about it. Lord Vrax is he's just so good, dude. His blasters and lance, just they just go so well together. It's amazing. But yeah, Woodvax is an S tier. Alright, Lucian is a nice C tier. I'll spare you as well. Actually, nah, you're dog water. Lucian is just not that good. I see some people managing to play him, just like all these people, and Caspian. I see some good Caspian. I see some good crosses. I see some good Isaiahs. But the thing is, they're really good with a really bad legend. Like, you know how Boomy tried playing Isaiah. Boomy made Isaiah look really good, even though he's dog water. I mean. So yeah, all these legends, like, people probably play Jayun really good. Some people play Caspian really good. It's just some are harder to play than others, and that's why they're lower on the tier list. Alright, up next is Mako, and since he has Great Sword, he automatically goes up here. Up next is Mirage, and I'm trying to be as least biased as possible, but in my opinion, I would put Mirage in near the top of the S tier, just because when you learn Mirage, she is very rewarding, and yeah, Mirage is at S tier. There's not much I can say without being biased, but yeah. Alright, next up in the tier list is your boy Mordex, and Mordex is an easily SS tier. Mordex is so good. Sandstorm destroys with Mordex, and it's not only Sandstorm looking good with Mordex, because Sandstorm can look good with even dog water bought behind Caspians. So it's not that Sandstorm is good with Mordex and he mains Mordex. It's just Mordex is just his SIGs and everything are so powerful. Scythe with gauntlets. It's so I don't even know. Alright, so next up is Nyx, and in my opinion, Nyx easy S tier. Actually, I'll put him behind Mirage. He's an easy S tier. He's so, even though he has Scythe, and that may be hard for some people, his SIGs like make up for it, and his stats they're really good. So yeah, Nyx would be an S tier. Alright, next up is Onyx. So in my opinion, Onyx is definitely going into an A tier list, just because cannon and gauntlets are just so powerful right now in the meta. So yeah, Onyx is an A tier, easy A tier. Alright, next up is Orion, and I'm putting Orion at the A tier because his SIGs are really fast at the point where it just sometimes gets annoying. But yeah, if you're new to the game, Orion's like really easy to pick up. He's very strong. People play him on all ranks. And yeah, Orion. Next up, Petra. Surprisingly, you know, I'm gonna put him in the B tier. Petra is a good legend, but I don't see enough people playing her. I see her a lot in the low ranks, to be honest. But yeah, Petra's a nice B tier. She's not too good, but she's not too bad. She's really strong though. So if you're like looking for a legend that like packs a punch or whatever, yeah, Petra would be perfect for that. Next up on the list is Queen Nai, and in my opinion, Queen Nai is a nice SS tier because she's just so strong, and her spear and Katara just work so well together, along with the fact that her SIGs are just so good at zoning out if you're like over the edge with Queen Nai. So yeah, Queen Nai is definitely an SS tier, and she has so much defense and all that. Like, Queen Nai is the best. Alright, next up is Ragnir. So in my opinion, Ragnir is an S tier because he's just very strong with axe and kataras. Kataras are so good right now, along with axe and his SIGs. He's just a very, very powerful. Okay, next on the tier list is Rayman, and he is a nice, clean B tier. I don't know, Rayman has just axe and Axe and gauntlets are just so strong, along with his signatures. It just makes him a nice, well-rounded legend. And Rayman games are fun. And now we're on to Sir Ronald McDonald, you know, my favorite legend in the game. So I don't really know where I would put. I would put him. Actually, no. I would put him in the A tier, about right here, because his he's just so good at like zoning with all of his sigs and also his lance. He's just a very good legend. I would recommend picking him up if you're just starting the game. He's very nice. Next up is Scarlet, and you know, I'm gonna put Scarlet up here just because how strong Scarlet is. She gets an easy SS tier. Her sigs are so powerful, especially like, you know, I'm not even gonna get into it, but that down sig with hammer, bro, that's a free SS tier right there. Sidra is an interesting case because I don't know about you and all, but I rarely, if ever, fight a Sidra, so I don't play Sidra as well, so I would put them in dog water, but I'm gonna give them an automatic C tier because I don't think they're really that good if nobody's like really on them, and I don't think sword and cannon really fit together, in my opinion. So yeah, Sidra is a C tier. C Sid. Now we're up to Sentinel. Sadly, Kataras could not save you. Alright, next up is Koji. I'll put him at the top of C tier, bottom of B tier, because he's strong but not that powerful, and even though bow is like a pretty easy weapon to learn, sword his sword sigs may be like holding him back because they're not that good. So I would put Koji at a nice C tier, at the top of C tier. Okay. Alright, now let's go to this cow. In my opinion, this cow is an easy S tier. He's so strong. His hammer is amazing, and I don't really know anything wrong about him. To be honest, he's just a powerhouse, and he's amazing. So yeah, Taros at A tier. All right, now up to Thatch. We're gonna put him all the way in B tier, just because I mean his weapons are pretty easy to learn. Also his sigs are so good. His sigs are so good, so spammable if you want to spam to diamond. But yeah, I think Thatch is a pretty strong legend all around. So yeah, Thatch in B tier. Val is an easy S tier, no explanation needed. Next up is Vector, and in my opinion, I would give Vector, I would make him sit at the top of the A tier with Artemis because he's just very strong. Even though bow and lance is a weird combo, Vector makes it look really good together. So yeah, Vector's an A tier. His sigs are awesome. Everything's awesome about him. Yeah, Vector. And next up is Volkoth. So Volkoth, in my opinion, is such a strong legend. He is going in the S tier. Not only, actually no, I'll put you in the A tier. But Axe is just very strong. His but Volkoth only has like four attacks, so that may weigh him down a little. But he has a lot of dex, which also isn't that good in the meta. No. Wushong, easy SS tier. I'm gonna put him over J, and no. But Wushong is an easy SS tier. Oh my gosh, I cannot stress this enough. If you have never tried Wushong, you should try him. His sigs are so friendly if you're like new to the game, and they're so powerful. And like spear and gauntlets are just so good right now, dude. Like yeah, you should really try Wushong. Alright, so next up is Zol, and in my opinion, Zol is a nice S tier. He's very strong. Cannon is so good at stringing, and Axe is so strong right So yeah, Xol is an easy S. Next up is Zariel, and he is an easy A tier, just for the fact that his SIGs are just so powerful right now. So yeah, Zariel is an A tier. Alright, up next is Orgrim, Macho Man. So Orgrim is definitely getting an S tier. He's just really strong. His lance and axe they're just so powerful, along with his SIGs. His down sig on lance is just really good when you're fighting somebody off stage. So yeah, Orgrim is an S tier. Up next is Old Woman Yumiko. It's not a skin. So Yumiko is easy A tier. She's just so good with spacing out because of her SIGs. So yeah, alright, last but certainly not least, we have Thor, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna put Thor in dog water just because he's garbage. But yeah, I hope you guys like this tier. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put Thor in a nice A spot. Thor's a pretty good legend. I don't know. He just has like really good SIGs, and there was like this thing where you could like live forever. I mean, not forever, but like you could like hover under the map with his orb thing, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna give Thor a nice A tier. And yeah, see you guys later. This has been Adrian.